Welcome to Balanced Body and Beyond. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to do a practice focused all around the hips. So whether your hips are tight, restricted, sore, you have pain in your hips, pain in your lower back, I hope we can address all that in one short practice, moving through the hips to create mobility, to create some flexibility, and help strengthen those hips as well. So roll out your mat and let's see what we can do. We're going to begin in a standing position, mostly just to get warm, right? If you are stiff and you're starting this practice with a sore body, a body that's been cold, giving yourself just a few minutes to warm up will be incredibly beneficial. So we'll start with some full body movements here, circling the arms, bending at the knees, flexing at the hips. And change directions. Right, so this practice is really designed for all skill levels and all abilities, but know that you'll have to modify as you need to modify. Not everyone can do everything. It's not one size fits all. Do what you can, and if you can't stay for the entire practice, remember something is always better than nothing. Let's hold here and take a little side bend. And then switch. Let's try side to side one more time. Yeah, and then up. Take your arms out wide. We'll take a few bows, tucking your chin in and opening your heart space. We can incorporate nasal breathing, inhaling and exhaling through our nostrils. Keep our body fueled with breath. Open and hold. Arms come down, send your feet even wider, and we'll shift our weight side to side, working a lateral lunge. Again, this will help warm up the hips. Chest is up. Yeah, very nice. And then we're going to take our arm and reach across the room. So we'll stretch out the arms a bit, incorporating the full body here, just like we did at the start. Now, see if you can take your fingertips back behind you and turn your head, kind of wrapping your arm around you. Turn your head and follow the moving hand. Try one more. Hold still. Arms out wide. And now we're going to hinge at the hip and start with a twist. So we'll take our right hand to our left foot. See if you can pause there. Reach your left fingertips upward. And then rise up slowly. And try it on the other side. Left hand to right foot. Turn your head. Look to your top hand. Perfect. Come on up. And now at your own pace, go side to side. So you can hold here for a little bit. You might come up sooner than me or stay down longer than me. It's your time on the mat. It's your practice. Be an advocate for your body and listen to your body. I say that often because it's important. Things that are important, I repeat. Sometimes it takes a few repetitions for it to sink in, right? Let's try one more. And then come on up. Take your hands behind you. We're going to work the legs a little bit more. So my chest is open. I have some internal rotation in my shoulders with my arms behind me. I'm going to hinge forward here, create a 90-degree bend through your hips, and then we'll go side to side. Now we did some lateral lunges already. This is just a little bit heavier loaded through the legs. creating a hinge through our hips, just experiencing the stretch a little differently, because this is going to be our transition point to then take our fingertips to the mat like this. And then as we go side to side, I'm going to invite you to roll up onto the heel of your foot and point your toe to the ceiling. Now, this can be done from a standing position. This can be done by lowering your hips all the way down to your ankle. But I do recognize that requires a lot of ankle mobility and a lot of knee flexion. So you find what works for you. You can stay here. Yeah, these stretches got really big and much more advanced as we progressed here. But I don't want us to come into much big hip movement until we're warm. But I would actually say this is a pretty big hip movement. All right, hold in the center. Rise up. And we'll take one more big stretch. You look like a star. You are a star. All right, let's come on down to our hands and knees. And we're gonna rock back and forth from child's pose and then rock forward. Let's draw our bellies in, gang. Support your spine. Warm up through your wrist, right? Beginning to carry body weight through our upper body here, spreading our fingers wide and our fingertips point directly away from us. Good. Coming into tabletop position, we're going to take a big circle with the hips now. So we're still rocking a bit, yeah? But we're creating a circular pattern through the hips. See the flowers here above my head? My son and daughter-in-law gave me those flowers for my birthday, and they're still actually doing really nice. Change directions. Halloween is over now, but Thanksgiving is just ahead, so keeping all our fall decor out is quite suiting. And I love the fall decor. But soon enough, you know, the decor will change. Hold here, but let's not think about that. Let's be present and get into our yoga practice. All right, push back to child's pose one more time. And in this child's pose, see if you can inch your knees out. Right, so my knees are to the outer edge of my mat. My hips are a little more open, and I'm really stretching into my child's pose here. Forehead can rest onto mat. Fuel your body with breath, with deep, full, complete breaths. All right, let's glide our body weight forward. Coming back into tabletop again. If your wrists are bothering you, you can always make a fist for a wrist or get your hands on something that's more comforting. From here, we're gonna do some hip cars. You're gonna lift your right leg up off to the side and then rotate through the hip. Now the sole of your foot is pointing to the ceiling and then coming back down. We want our hips to stay as square as possible. So lifting laterally like there's a fire hydrant next to you and then circling around. We're going to keep both hands on the mat because I want you to work really hard at keeping your hips square. Good. Change directions. Feel that mobility coming all from the ball and socket joint of your hip. Just like that. Yes. Hopefully that feels good. The intention of all these exercises is to make yourself feel good, feel better. Let's bring both knees down and try now this on the other side. Lateral lift. While that leg is lifted, you rotate. So we get internal and external rotation of the hip through these hip cars, we call them. And we'll end up always doing both directions, both sides. Now, I just caught myself like kind of leaning. Be careful not to lean. Change directions, right? And think about your head placement here for a moment. Pull your chin in, keep your spine long. I'm appreciating a nice quiet house today. Although my son is downstairs, but he's being quiet. Hold here. Go ahead and see if you can sit back onto your heels. If you can't sit down quite like this, you can come up higher, right? You can do this from a tall kneeling position or a little more knee flexion here, change directions, just giving those wrists some comfort. We've been working from our palms there for quite a nice chunk of time, and you're gonna get more. But actually, we'll work from the forearms to give the palms a little break. So now we're gonna work from the forearms. Draw your belly in. So a lot of times when people come into this position, they put their butt up in the air. So let's support the back, draw your pelvis under, and then we'll lift the right leg, let's do it with the right, and do this small pulse. Now in this exercise, we are strengthening our glute muscle, catching some stretch through the quadricep, psoas, and hip flexor. It's a nice combination strengthening exercise. We're going to keep working this side, straightening your leg. You're going to swing the leg wide with a toe tap and then lift up and a little curtsy. So big leg swing. This can be done from a tabletop position. It can be done from your palms. I'm choosing just my forearms to give the palms a break and the wrists a break. But if you want to do it a different way, you certainly can. Yep. Good. Take the legs straight back and hold. Now here's a stretch coming your way. You're gonna tuck the right knee behind the left. Yeah, legs are crossed. And then you're gonna inch your body weight back. Now, your left knee may pull up off the mat a little bit. It may stay down. You might shift side to side, but we've incorporated this really deep hip stretch. See how that feels for you. My husband got up at 2:30 this morning and went to the Raritan Bay to go fishing. That's what he loves to do in the fall. He went last week and caught like a 60-pound striped bass. He threw it back. You're not allowed to keep them. That was the biggest striped bass he ever caught. That was pretty exciting. All right, enough storytelling. Let's come forward with our body weight, untangle the legs. I'm going to return to my forearms. I'm going to lift my left leg now and do a little pulse. Yep, now let's hit this left side. Little pulse. See if you can gaze into your fingertips. Yeah, and the chickens are going to love him coming home with some striped bass. I know they did get some keepers because they love the fish guts and carcasses. All right, hold here, straighten your leg, and then we'll tap back and swing around out wide. So a little curtsy leg swing. Yep. Control, strengthen, range of motion. And again, if this is too much, maybe working from your palms would unload this exercise a bit. But there's a good stretch coming your way. All right, hold your leg straight back behind you. And now tuck the left knee to the back of the right and wiggle your body weight to the back of the mat. Ooh, and find that stretch. Find the sweet spot. Yeah, very nice. Yep, stay with it a little bit longer. I was talking about fishing earlier and killed some time during the stretch. So I don't want to race through it now. Ooh. Yeah, moans and groans and oohs and ahs are all welcome. That's good. It means our body needs it, and it just is hitting those spots. All right, let's untangle ourselves. And I'm going to face you guys. You can face with me onto the side of the mat and take your heels onto the mat, and feet are wide so we can catch more movement from the hip joint, taking the legs side to side. So if you don't need your hands and you can sit taller, let's see if we can cross our arms and then go side to side. Now what happens here, you might see it on my mat, I begin inching off my mat. My feet are sliding off, and if that's your situation, just reset. It's kind of hard to avoid that. My legs kind of move. I always say, perfectly imperfect. We're practicing, that's why it's called yoga practice, not yoga perfection. Cool. All right, one more variation. Hands come back to the mat, and then see if you can lift your hips up. Yeah, here we go on those palms again, but that's good. I know it's not always comfortable for people's wrists and palms, but one way to get them stronger is to bear weight in them, but not overuse it. You can do this from your forearms as well if you need to. One more. Excellente. All right, let's stretch those legs out. We'll take a little twist side to side from the upper body just because we're trying to stay balanced a bit. We've done a lot of lower body. Let's go the other way. All right, let's get another nice stretch here. We'll cross the right leg over the left. Just give it a little hug here. So we get a nice stretch on the outside of the hip. If you can, we're gonna tuck this left heel underneath. So we're kind of in this beginning of a shoelace position. If you need to keep that leg stretched out, you do. Otherwise, relax through the shoulders and just hang out in this nice deep stretch. Take some big breaths. Good, look forward. Now take this top leg and just let it drape down. Lean forward. Now you might pull that foot closer to your hip. You might push it away. See what works for your body. You might change this bottom's foot position a bit. See if you can lean forward. You take your arms down. You can drop your head. Even if I don't cue something and you know a different variation that works for you, or you need it, you like it better, you just do it. This is your time on the mat. Okay, this is where it's going to get a little questionable. So you're here with your legs. I want you to take your left forearm down. Now look how your right foot's already in position here to set up a little side plank. We'll come into a side plank here and just hold. Now, how is this helping our hips? Well, we are strengthening our core. When our core is stronger, it will help support the hips. So just taking a little side plank and building some heat. Dropping your hip down. This is a tough one. We're going to try to lift the bottom leg. So some up and downers here. We're going to get some inner thigh work. Yep. Some adduction work. See what you can do. Ooh. All right, we said we were going to stretch the hips, but also strengthen. If that bothers your hip bone at all, you can roll back onto your butt cheek a little bit more. Yeah. All right, now bring your legs together. Bend your knees. We'll do some clams so you can open and close. This is kind of phase 1. Phase 2, we're going to lift the legs. And when I lift my legs, I do have to roll back onto my butt a little bit, just so I'm not right on my hip bone. Good. And you can keep this hand here, or I actually prefer, once I'm legs elevated clam, I like to take my right arm behind me. Helps support my body weight a little bit. Yeah? Nice. Strengthening, strengthening, strengthening. All right, let's sit up from here. Swing your legs forward again. Reset. And we get to do it all on the other side. So now let's hug the right leg. Ooh, nope, this side. Left leg. You knew it, right? When I teach yoga at my gym, whenever I do the wrong side, no one lets me get away with it. All right, let's see if we can bend this leg. Tucking under. I lean to the side to tuck it under. And then reset your twist. Seated spinal twist, that's where we're at. And it's good that no one lets me get away with repeating the same side. Right? I need help. We all need help. Okay, look forward and then slowly let this top knee come down. You flavor it to your liking. So sit tall and lean forward. This foot might move a little bit, right? This back foot might move a little bit. Take your arms down in front. You can drop your head. You can lean a little bit to one side. We turned the clocks back last night. So, you know, it's trying to squeeze in everything you can during the daylight hours. We'll see if we can get it done today. Good. Come on up. And this is where we set up that side plank. So let's lean to the side, dropping our right forearm down. Look at our left foot's already in position. Keeping the sole of your foot on the mat. You can lift your arm. And let's lift our hips. Right? And if you can't lift your hips and stay here, you can let them come to the mat and then try again and lift them. Just play with it. Chest is open, arm is reaching up, bellies are drawn in. Try a little pelvic tilt here. Perfect. Lowering the hips down. Now we'll try to take this bottom leg and go up and down. So here too, my left hand is in front of me. If it works better for you to have it behind you, you can take it behind you. I prefer for this particular exercise, my hand to be in front. But just because that's what I prefer, doesn't mean that's what you prefer. Right? But either way, you should feel these core muscles, this inner thigh, lots of stuff buzzing. And if you like any of these exercises, you can do these exercises individually on their own in your own time. All right, let's set up for the clam. Bend your knees. You can take your hand back. You can start with the top leg. Right? Now you can keep the bottom leg resting on the mat, but if you have the strength to pick it up, we can do both legs at the same time. Right? The bottom leg doesn't have to move significantly. You can mostly just move that top leg. Good. Certainly feel that work through our hips. Excellent. All right, come on up, swing the legs forward. We're going to take a 90-degree bend to both knees, work on a little bit more hip mobility, and that's going to involve picking up the back foot and then the back knee. Ideally, Arms up here. Good stuff. All right, let's add a stretch. So we're going to reach across the front knee. Oh, this is your reward. Let your body hang heavily. Let your head rest onto your arm. Take some big breaths. Enjoy this moment. Rise up. And the final little piece of this 90 degree bend is to move this back leg. You can have hands on hips. You can have hands on floor. You can have hands up here, up here. Let's see what you can do to move that back leg front and back, really freeing up the hip. And strength to lift and lower this leg and keep your body upright. Yeah. All right, step through and hold. Hands down and switch to the other side. So we'll do all those drills with the left leg behind us. We started with foot up and knee up. And notice in my 90-90, I have two hands between my front heel and my back knee, right? So this foot is really pushed far away. And almost my shin and thigh are parallel to another. All right, hold there. Good job. Let's take a nice stretch, reach across. It's also quiet because the animals must be downstairs with my son. The power of having other people in the house. Oh, can I just stay here for the rest of the practice? Oh, afraid not. Let's roll up. We're nearing the end, so hang on. Let's move this back leg. Again, hands can be in a variety of places. Hopefully in today's practice, we have accomplished the goal of loosening up our hips, strengthening the hips a bit, and bringing more awareness to the hips. Swing your leg forward and hold. And we're gonna come into butterfly. So let's bring the soles of your feet together and kind of take your thumbs, massage the arch of your foot out. Good. Sit tall. You could make more of a kite with the legs, pushing your toes away, sitting on your tips of your sit bones. We'll take a twist. Let's look over our left shoulder. I'm a big fan of twists for so many reasons, from spinal mobility work to it just simply feels good. And switch. All right, I'm gonna swing to the side of my mat here. I'm still in butterfly. You're gonna lay back in butterfly pose. Just let the hips open. But this is gonna prepare us for dead bug here. But just stay here for a moment and enjoy this hip opening. Maybe stretch your arms overhead. All right, let's bring our feet up. So dead bug pose, we try to reach for the outside of our feet and pull our knees towards our armpits. You can add a little rock side to side. But if you can't reach for the feet, you can put your hands onto your hamstrings or somewhere on the back of your legs. But we are definitely in a hip opening body position, using gravity to help us here by laying on our backs and keeping our backs anchored to the mat and still. Awesome. bring the feet to the mat. We're going to take some bridges here with our arms resting alongside our body, hips up and down, pushing off the back of your shoulder and then rolling down. Often in my yoga practices that I like to teach, I usually will start in a reclined position like this, and I work my way to my feet. Today we kind of did that backwards, right? We started on our feet and we're ending on our backs. That being said, it's good to switch up the game. We'll do some figure 4 hip opening bridges. So just take your left ankle over your right thigh, push this knee away, and then come up and down. Ooh, did you come up a little wobbly? I did on my first one. You can reset your feet to get a little bit more stability. But we are strengthening one hip along with opening the other. I love when we have a dual action in our exercises and postures. Hips come down. Let's reach behind the right thigh and take the figure 4 stretch. We've done a lot of hip stretching for sure. All right, let's try it on the other side. Come into your bridge first. Let's set the bridge, get your feet organized, and then send the right ankle over the left thigh and move the hips up and down. Now I have my arms pretty close to my body. If you needed more stability, you could send your arms wider and see how that helps you. If you need less stability, you could take your arms over your chest. Then you don't get any help. And something in the middle is just having your arms resting alongside your body. Right? Those are just good things to be reminded of. Have them in your back pocket. All right, hips come down, and now reach behind the left leg and pull in for your figure 4 stretch. Oh, this will be the last stretch. We're in the home stretch. Yeah, hopefully those hips feel a little better, feel a little looser, and even looser through your back. Your mind's more relaxed, which definitely plays a role in the body relaxing. When your head space is calm, the body will follow. Untangle the legs. Take both feet up. Good, and let's take our arms up too. Roll it through your ankles and wrists. Thank you, feet. Thank you, hands. Thank you, ankles. Thank you, wrists. Change directions. I hear my chickens making all sorts of noise outside. Gonna go let them out when we're done. Let them get their outdoor free-ranging time, because everyone's happier when they get their free-ranging time. Arms and legs rest down onto the mat. I'm going to invite you to go to your happy place, wherever that is for you. And just take this last little chunk of time to lie still. Time on the mat is certainly sacred. Slowly roll to the right side of your body and cradle your head in your palm. And now slowly lift. We're going to come into a seated position. I'll find my way back to you. Inhaling. Thank you for joining me today. Make sure you've subscribed, hit like, And most importantly, if you want to see more of something or you have some comments you would like to share, I would love, love, love to hear from you. Namaste, my friends. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.